Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Media Buff Podcast, the show about anything and everything media related. And here with my fellow co-hosts, we have a full house today, folks. My lovely wife Jen, Lady Hyperfocus, Ms. Lane, Master of Matitude Matt, and Mr. Sultry Pipes himself, Omar. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Ed was about to fuck that intro
Yep.
up.
Yes, I was.
Let's continue on.
All right. So, with that being said, we are on the third week of the month, which means we're talking about music. And for this one, we're going to be talking about soundtracks. Some of the ones that we like and why we like them and why we think you should check them out.
/ scores.
And scores, yeah. Soundtrack and scores, which are the same thing. Isn't that right, Lane?
It's the music you listen to
There you go.
when
that
the
comes
game
from a
or
movie.
movie is
or a
playing
show or a
in
video
the
game.
background.
Yeah.
And then
So.
when you go to look it up and buy the music, that's the music you get on the CD
There
or
you
the
go.
vinyl.
Man, you guys remember that? Buying music from Babbage's?
Yes.
Or
We're going to
That's it.
FYE.
FYE? Damn.
Sam
The
Goody.
Dude,
warehouse.
Sam Goody?
I went to
Warehouse.
Best Buy the other day and they
Mhm.
have no fucking, like, there's no section for DVDs or movies or CDs.
No.
Oh
that
yeah,
section's
physical
gone.
media is gone forever.
It's
Done.
almost
Fuck
it's
that.
practically dead. I mean, Amazon is still pretty good. You can find anything there.
In
Plus
like
Walmart and
retail
Target.
stores, it's
Mm.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, in retails, yeah, for sure. Although
Mm.
I think Walmart still has a decent because they have the bin full of DVDs for like $1
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Not just that, but like both Walmart and Target have like new stuff, like
Mm.
new movies and things like
Yeah, they
that.
still do the Ultra 4K Blu-rays.
And then don't you guys like the 4-in-1 films?
Dude, those are awesome.
Yeah. I was just at Walmart earlier because I needed to get some more body wash and I was
Like-
looking at the collections of movies there. Apparently, the Snow White movie, the live action one,
Mm-hmm.
is now in a combo pack with the animated film.
That's the only way they're going to get
That's
money
the only
for
way
it.
to sell
Yeah.
it. As an
Was it
attachment.
really that bad? Or,
Because you need to watch that to watch the taste
Oh,
option from the other one.
Dude,
Or vice
it's-
versa.
It like both Ironheart and Snow White together kind of put Disney in the red.
They've been in the red for a minute now.
Yeah, but they could have gotten out of it. This kind of pushed them into a point where,
Well,
like,
so
didn't
is
it start with
Ironheart
Star
doing?
Wars?
Yeah. Lilo and
Iron-
Stitch didn't help either.
Ironheart is that stupid show
No,
about
I know what it is, man, but why did they put it in the red?
because
Because it was another
failed.
flop. It was another
a huge flop.
Yeah.
The whole reason why is because this chick comes out of nowhere, says she doesn't want to be Tony Stark. She wants to be better than him, but yet she has a stupid Iron Man suit.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we went way off the topic. So, starting off, I'm gonna go ahead and go first. One of the soundtracks I recommend is to probably one of my favorite films that I've actually mentioned before on this episode. Not this episode, but on the podcast, and that's the soundtrack to Prince of Egypt. Film came out back in '98, but to this day, it's still one of my favorite soundtracks. Not just because of the cast or the singers that they used for the songs, but one of the composers that led the score for the movie was Hans Zimmer, and he's definitely one of, if not my third favorite composer next to Elfman and Williams. I still say he's the third one of the three.
He is
there.
one of the big three.
Like,
yeah.
if you look at his repertoire, it's right there written on the wall. But
It's of the Caribbean.
but this film, he just like really did a great job with the sound and basically the flow of the film and the songs. Dude, the opening song of this movie had no reason going so hard, but they went hella hard with it. And it's basically just, the Jews singing about how they're being oppressed and they need a deliverer, i.e. Moses. But it goes so grandiose, like it's an orchestra of them singing, crying out, but at the same time also you have a very beautiful singer by the name Afra Haza. She has a very beautiful voice. And if you don't know who she is, she's basically the lady that's always going
And Gladiator?
in all the movies.
What?
I can't do
think
it like
that's-
she can.
I think that's
I
a
think-
terrible.
Hers is more
Hers
hauntingly.
is way better. Hers is way better, but basically, in a lot of films, she's credited as somebody who's just singing a
That
very ominous or very melodic sound while the song is playing. And in this one, she actually has lyrics in it, and she sings in Hebrew, which is one awesome thing that I also liked. It's so much to the point where I actually try to find out what the translation to the song was as she was singing it, because they don't have subtitles when you're watching it. It's just her singing it, but it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song, but at the same time, it's a very sad song, which is kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things that it's nice to listen to, but as you're watching the movie play out, you're like, oh my God, this is horrible.
We're impressed.
Yeah, it's a very horrible.
And you can hear their pleas through
Mhm.
the song.
Yeah, but on top of that, you also have a titular actor singing one of the songs, Ralph Fiennes, who plays Ramesses in the movie. He's singing the song, "Oh, the Plagues." So basically, as the film is progressing, Moses calls on the plagues, and Ramesses, who's played by Ralph Fiennes, basically starts singing the song, kind of pleading to his brother Moses to, that despite everything that's going on, he still loves him, but he's mad at him for what's going on. And if you guys didn't know, Ralph Fiennes has a pretty good pipes, because looking at the man, you didn't think he could sing, but he's actually a pretty good singer. I mean, I know he's Voldemort, so going from this to that is a very surprising range. That just goes to show you his acting range. I mean, he was also Hades in
Clash of
the Titans, so
Mm-hmm.
the man has definitely been in a lot of good films, and this one, when the fact that he was singing, is definitely impressive. And of course, you have Martin Short and who was it? Omar, who was it? It was
Steve Martin.
Martin Short and Steve Martin playing with the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very funny song because it's them two singing it, and they're basically and they're basically mocking Moses because he comes here to demand that Ramesses releases his people, and the way they sing it is basically like, they're two duos. They're feeding off each other. Just knowing that they were in SNL together at one point just kind of makes me think back at that, because they would have skits every now and then they would play off of each other. So listening to that song, watching it play out, and then hearing their voices is very funny. But I would definitely recommend you listen to that soundtrack. Watch the movie and then listen to the soundtrack so you can hear the songs better. Is one of those soundtracks that at the same time as it'll make you feel, like it'll definitely make you feel, it'll still make you feel a way that you'll feel guilty about liking it, but at the same time you still feel that it's a good song. It's hard to describe. It's just definitely one of those scores, one of those soundtracks that I listen to every now and then, especially Deliver Us. Like, I'll hum that song every now and then to myself. Jen knows.
I think he's doing.
Yeah.
There's the
Yep. But that's my pick. I mean, and it's not that long. I mean, it has like maybe 7-10 songs.
I really like that one too.
Yeah.
I liked when his mom is singing it to him when he's a baby, and
Mhm.
he's put in that.
And the Moses. Yeah, that's Afra Haza again. She's basically getting him ready to.
And even the sister's part is good too.
Played by Sandy. Yeah, Miria, I think was her name in it. But definitely a good soundtrack, good movie. I recommend both of them. So definitely check it out, folks. All right, who's next?
Matt.
Why me?
Matt.
Yeah, said so.
Fine, I'll go next. For the most part, I guess. Well, the soundtrack I picked was from Freddy vs. Jason. And say what you will, that's a great Jason movie.
I thought it was a Freddy movie.
Oh.
You know what? I like Jason better, so it's a Jason film for me, okay? And
How about Freddy
besides,
Krueger?
I count it half and half.
No, because I remember the way it starts is with Freddy invoking Jason so he can
Yes,
get
but then-
himself
it's stronger.
Then-
yeah, I know.
yeah,
but then
you have
Jason
Crystal
takes
Lake,
over
and
and
then they
just
also
starts
have Elm
murdering
Street.
people.
So that's why I'm telling you it's a little half and
Okay,
half.
Jason
Take half.
stole Freddy's kill and then beat
I
the
remember
brakes
that.
off of Freddy.
I remember that. Yeah.
So
But
it's basically
I mean,
a
I'll
horror
give you-
version of Matt and Ed.
Yeah. But I'll give you that. The soundtrack is pretty good.
Yeah,
It
the
goes hard,
soundtrack.
fast.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
I mean, it's a great like early 2000s metalcore and new metal soundtrack. It has "How Can I Live" from Il Nino, which I'm pretty sure Omar introduced me to this band before this movie came out.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
That was one of our high school bands.
yes, it was. Okay. And then When Darkness Falls was this Kill Switch Engage. You got Brit, The Beginning of the End by Spine Shake, The Sun Doesn't Rise, Mushroom Head, a demo version of Snap by Slipknot, Army of Me by Chimera, and then
I like that song.
and then the After Dinner Payback from Autumn to Ashes. It surprised me because I never really listened to early Autumn to Ashes. I'm like, hey, they used to be good. And then it got Power Man 5000, Bombshell. I think that's like the only song that is ever played by them anywhere. Am I wrong about that?
No, Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide is played in Lil Nicky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's Power Man.
Okay, so they have
Power Man
two songs.
5000 is in so many soundtracks
Mhm.
in like the early
Yeah, I know.
2000s.
I know,
Yeah.
but like I'm just saying they have like two songs that they only
That
use.
everybody knows them from. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
the one you
The
just
more
mentioned?
recognized.
Yeah, it's the one you just mentioned and Worlds Collide. Those are like the
Right.
two
Those are-
songs
yeah.
everybody knows them.
Well, it's
Bombshell
because
and Word.
it-
Yeah.
Bombshell, yeah.
yeah, in Bombshell they do mention that the worlds collide. They mention that.
That's funny.
And then for our viewers, the lead singer to Power Man 5000 is Rob Zombie's little brother.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
what- I
That's
thought it
right.
was his son.
Look at that. No
It
wonder.
was
knew
his
I
little
forgot
brother.
about that. Yeah.
I knew it had something to do with Rob Zombie. I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was his little brother. I honestly thought it was his son, but I was wrong. Then you got Welcome to the Strange by the Murder Dolls. You guys remember the Murder Dolls,
Yeah.
right?
I haven't heard
Jimmy-
that band in forever.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Jimmy Jordison's
Yep.
fucking side project. Yeah, I went back and I listened to their one and only album. It doesn't hold up. It's not
No.
good.
I don't
It's
think it
not
would nowadays.
I don't know why Seether's on here.
What's wrong with Caesar?
They're not exactly like
They're definitely the odd man out.
they're the odd man out as far as like
Definitely
this
the odd
the
man
type
out.
of music that's on this album.
I'd expect something more like Stained on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give
And then
you
got
that.
Inside a Cynic with from Stone Sour. And then this is how I discovered this band was from this album, Swingin' the Dead by Devil Driver.
That was really good, by the way. I really
Yeah.
did enjoy that one.
When I first heard this, I was listening to the soundtrack and this band comes on. I was like, well, I need to check these guys out a lot more. And yeah, they're they're a good like heavy metal band or groove metal.
They change their sound.
They kind of do, but like
They
Swing
experiment a
that,
lot?
like yeah,
Not
the
necessarily
swing-
experiment, more like going on different ends of the spectrum of what they're known for.
Yeah,
Oh.
like the album that Swing the Dead came off of by Double Driver, it's like definitely like a heavier Pantera type of feel. That's why it's like called groove metal. But then they'll
As
just do
opposed
like
to
some
another one.
another one. Like they have another one. Like they did like a whole like country cover album, and it's just straight it's just like straight
Nice.
heavy metal, and
Yeah.
but they covered songs like from Johnny Cash and other known country artists. So yeah, that's what that's the cool thing about Devil Driver. And then Sepultura's on here, The Waste. I don't remember Blank Theory, but Middle of Nowhere is one of the songs. Then Ether from Nothing Face. I don't remember that band either. But Trigger, an early In Flames song. And then one of my favorite bands of all time, Lamb of God with 11th Hour. And the last song is We Were Electrocuted by Typo Negative.
Yeah.
So,
What negative is in there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Big,
Fuck.
And the cool thing, I think they did a really good job of picking the songs to be on here because once you start like growing when you grew up with this music in the early 2000s, and you go back to listen to it, it's like a nice bit of nostalgia. But it's also like each song kind of makes sense, and each band kind of makes sense to be on here. So it's just well rounded, and it matches like this key songs like. How Can I Live? They use it in key parts of the movie where the music made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the slow moments were actually used well. That's probably why they had C there. Maybe it was in a moment where they were
Probably.
having like a calm before the chaos.
Yeah, but you go listen to all that heavy shit, and then Cedar comes on.
I think it was Out of My Way where they have their fight. No, sorry, not Out of the Way. Welcome to the Strange where they're having their fight. One of their first fight. No, it was Bombshell. That's when they have their first fight out in the real world when they bring Freddy out.
Freddy versus Jason. Place your bets.
When the girl goes like Freddy versus Jason, pick your fighter.
Mushroom Head's in this soundtrack too.
Yeah.
I'll admit, some of the dialogue for that movie, not the greatest.
Well, everybody knows that Freddy vs. Jason was just something. It was a gift to the fans because this is something we had been clamoring for the longest time.
It was like one of our earliest crossovers back in the day.
Yeah, everybody wanted it. We all knew that they were connected in one way or another, and then we finally got it. And then I guess the studio said, like, just throw everything at them, you know? Big, gory movie, a lot of killing, nudity, obviously.
Well, also, to be fair, I don't know if you guys remember, but at the end of the last Jason movie, Jason Goes to Hell, there's an after credit scene where they're just focusing on Jason's mask on the ground, and then all of a sudden Freddy's clawed hand comes out from underground and pulls it down, and you hear him laughing. So that was a tease, and then like I guess what, a decade later they finally
it was a decade
it's because
later.
they give us fucking Jason X after Jason Goes to Hell. Like, what the fuck is that?
I like Jason X. I know
every horror creature,
but I liked it.
Every horror movie went to space. Leprechaun, Pinhead,
and they were all bad. Every single Leprechaun wasn't good from the start.
What are you talking about? It was great.
That was Jennifer Aniston's opening film, okay?
Yeah, and she could have done better.
Yeah. Fun fact, Warwick Davis has gone on record to say that she denies being in the movie.
Really?
Because of how bad it is.
I'm like, shame on you, Jen. This is where you start.
You know why? Because she got a new nose after that.
Yeah, she did.
This is what
that joke on Friends is not just a joke. It was actual fact.
Really
what joke?
Jen Aniston, her nose that she had before she got surgery.
Yeah, her real nose was actually in Leprechaun.
Yeah, she had her real nose in Leprechaun.
Still, the Leprechaun franchise sucks. The only one that's entertaining to me because it's funny is In the Hood.
Yeah,
that's the only one people should watch. Get a little bit of entertainment out of it. Other than that,
you don't need Vegas.
Stupid as fuck.
Oh, that one was
stupid as fuck.
That one was really good too.
That was right there.
That's
the level of stupidity and bad writing is right there with Leprechaun in space.
I wish those just to freaking laugh.
Despite the fact, and that's what Freddy versus Jason was
because of his line.
Like, despite the fact that it did really well in theaters, it was a terrible movie, but I mean, it did really well.
It is not. That is the classic. That's a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, this is where we had like really bad CGI. The dialogue was bad, and basically it was not even a scary movie at this point. It was just like a slaughter fest. Like, it was like Scream before Scream, basically. Although I think Scream was already out by then, right?
By when?
By the time Freddy vs. Jason was out.
Yeah, because Scream came out in the 90s.
Yes, it was in the 90s.
Damn,
yes, babe.
Oof. Show my age.
You know what? It was good about the soundtrack that I did enjoy listening to it because it had different elements, like a lot of different instruments that I wouldn't thought I would hear in a soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah, that's
quite surprising.
Like when you look, like El Nino is a new metal band from Brazil. They incorporate a lot of like Spanish music into their heavy stuff, and Like that's the one thing I've always loved about that band. It's just like they're playing with like electric shit, and then they go, and then in the break they go into like playing like a Spanish acoustic, and it fits really well.
Not even just the acoustic, but they have fucking congas in there.
Yes, that's what I heard
percussion.
Like freaking.
They have like just like Slipknot, they have different percussionists. They have the straight up drummer, and they have another percussionist who's using the congas, the steel drums, and shit like that. Just like any
very cool runnings.
No, but it was really well done. Like I was impressed.
No, they definitely did a good job making the film, and like I said, this was a gift to the fans.
I was gonna say, it's more of a love letter than
it's to shut. It was to shut us up because we had been crying out for this for the longest time.
All right, now the question is, who would win in a fight, Freddy, Jason, or Pinhead?
I want to say Pinhead.
Pinhead.
He's got the supernatural powers. Although Jason has to have supernatural powers too, though.
I mean, they all have supernatural powers, but what separates Pinhead from them both is that he can take their soul to hell.
That's true, yeah. Well,
like he is at the Cenobite.
They've been to hell, though.
Yeah, but like he can torture them.
That's true.
Oh, that's true.
Like, I mean, Jason, like he starts off human, he dies, and he comes back as like a zombie specter, right? Like. Is he a zombie or is he a specter? No one knows.
No,
I think he's a wraith,
more
right?
ghost-like.
But the way he gets resurrected, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6, but Tommy stabs like a metal rod into his chest, and then lightning strikes it, and Jason is up, so his body's reanimated.
He's a wraith for the most part.
Yeah, he'd be a wraith, kind of like Jeepers Creepers. If you damage it even enough, he'll go into like a dormant state. But he
does, but he always.
But he still has like the spectral power.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Chucky. Like he's constantly being killed, but he keeps coming back somewhere.
Well, that's because the spirit never really goes away. But if you remember from the first Child Plays movie, the more you let Chucky exist, the more human the doll becomes. That's how they were able to kill him in the first film.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I would have caught him and then just put him away.
Lock him in a cage somewhere
because he can't starve.
Encase him in concrete in a steel box. He's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Put him in the bottom of the ocean.
Which would be the same thing with Freddy. Bring him out into the real world, subdue him, and just keep him either subdued or just put him in a cage. Somewhere he can't kill himself, so he can't come back. And
the thing is, though, with Freddy is getting him out in the real world. That's the problem.
That's the difficult part. Yeah.
But
not
to toot our own horns, but anybody in our group would be able to bring his ass out. If anything, he'd be scared to be in our minds with us, especially you, Omar.
We volunteer Omar for that.
Uncle Ray Ray's got a game.
All right, Lei, why don't you talk about your pick? You've been quiet this whole time.
Okay. So I picked.
She picks. You pick 2, right?
Yeah, I was gonna do 2 because I was
go for it.
Okay. Okay. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is from a video game, Super Metroid.
Yes.
The soundtrack for that game is probably one of the best ones that I've heard to match up with a game and everything that's happening, because it was purposely the score was made for the game to be part of the immersive experience of trying to create a new style of game where you kind of don't know what the hell you're doing and you're just kind of running around.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing in Super Metroid.
Yeah, and that's the
so
whole
much fun.
It
part
is.
of
It really is.
And the thing is like every zone you enter has a different sound to it, and I don't know. Like I just remember playing that game, and then just the soundtrack for it just always stuck out because it just really made the game so intense. And you couldn't. It was not one of those games where you can like mute the soundtrack for it. Like some games you can kind of mute the sound. Like I will mute the fuck out of Mario. Like I don't like I can't
Play Spotify.
like I can't look like yes, I will put some music on, I will mute it, I will move on with my life. But that's one of those games where it's like you kind of have to have the music from the game playing in order to get the full experience of how creepy the game is. How
I like the fact that he said that the game can be creepy at times.
it's
like,
creepy.
Very
I was
creepy.
gonna.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know where you're going. They give you zero sense of direction.
Yeah.
There's nothing to tell you where to go.
They throw you in the deep end and say
You were essentially
sink
just
or
running
swim.
around, figuring shit out,
Which
like
is
a chicken with
frustrating
your
as
head cut
fuck.
off.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
But it's the best part.
yeah, and that's what makes it like such a good game is the whole you got to backtrack, and then you find
lot,
things,
yeah.
and you unlock stuff. You go to places you couldn't go before because you got more things,
Exactly,
and that was a
yeah.
whole new gameplay style that didn't exist. It was one of the first games that like introduced speedrunning.
Yes.
People started speedrunning with Super Metroid.
Yes, that's true.
And not to mention it's a whole series that's like based off the Alien franchise. So
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah.
so
Ripley.
it's supposed to
Or
be
Ridley.
immersive and creepy and you're supposed to
Mhm.
feel uncomfortable while playing the game. Like the music's supposed to get like when you're fighting a boss, the music gets intense.
Dude, it
because
does get intense. Like it definitely
and
gets
your heart
your
goes
heart
up.
pumping.
Your heart, yeah, exactly. And that's like what you need. And for a game that came out in the 90s, that was 16-bit graphic 2D. Okay, it wasn't this like intense graphical, like symphonic like type games that we have now that you can get really immersed in. This coming from a game that came out in 1994, like, come on, like, let's be real, like
It
that.
still holds up even to this day. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a game that like really put
Like
a
if you
lot of
play
effort
if you play
into
the
its
song
soundtrack.
Brinstar, any
Mhm.
Metroid fan will immediately like,
Yeah,
oh, well,
That's one of the reasons why Super Metroid is one of my favorite games of like all time.
Same.
But
Mhm.
to go with what Lane was saying, I think I remember reading in an interview a while back, the reason why the music is so like intense, how she's saying, is because the composer and the director, they wanted the player to feel the sense of isolation that Samus is feeling because she's alone in the planet Zebes. Zebes?
Mhm.
Zebes.
Zubis.
So the music in its in of
Zebes.
itself is a character. Like it's a viable character, and it adds like emphasis. It adds just that much oomph. And yeah, the reason why it's creepy, especially when you're fighting freaking that phantom thing,
Yes.
or when you're going through the ghost ship, is because it's adding to that sense of isolation of
the
exploring
derelict
this
ship one,
world.
That one was very hard pounding.
Yeah.
And then
The mini boss song that do 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 do.
Yeah, oh yeah, the with the little freaking flower thing.
And it's
I
like
was
the little
thinking-
plant, like
Yeah, I was thinking
song
about that
is
one too.
ingrained into my brain. That is
Yeah,
like the
he was
ringtone on
annoying.
my phone.
That theme, the Magmore depths area, like Ridley
Yeah.
stage,
Mm-hmm.
and the green Brinstar area. Those are like my favorite tracks of it because the magma one is like so intense and it's got that whole marching theme, operatic, but it's also like sending you in or letting you know musically that you're about to fight some shit. You're about to fight a big bad from Samus's past, and it's getting you amped up, it's getting you hyped up. And even the director is saying like the reason why Samus's fanfare is like very triumphant is because like that's what they play at the like after you finish the first boss, I think it is, when they play Samus's theme.
yeah. The
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like it's supposed to make you feel powerful, like feel like you succeeded. So it adds to all that stuff.
Yeah. One also thing I liked in particular is that whenever there was something that made it seem like you needed to get out of there, like let's say a room was filling up with lava or something was about to blow, the music that they played for that just made it so much more nerve-wracking.
Yes.
And since it's a platformer, whenever you miss something, it just added to that. It was so frustrating. It was so good at the same time.
Like
It's
when
just
the
one of those games that, like, to this day, I'll play it again every now and
Oh
then.
hell yeah!
Like Dread did a decent job at recapturing it. Not so much in the music side, but the atmosphere and everything about it, they did a pretty decent job.
Yeah,
And Metroid Prime actually won an award for the music, but that's only because they basically used the same music from Super Metroid
Mhm.
and purposed it to sound better.
Yeah,
So basically, they just took
Enhanced.
the old music, enhanced it, and voila, you have Metroid Prime's soundtrack.
To be honest, like for me, when it comes to video games, I'm not very big on the atmospheric musical score. So like the score in the new God of War games, the score in Elden Ring and all that, it's very forgettable because it doesn't
Same.
add
I
anything.
don't know about it. I
Yeah,
don't think about
I
it.
don't pay any attention.
Same.
Exactly.
Don't pay any attention.
So like when Lane was saying that it's like you have to listen to it because it just adds to the game. It makes that's the kind of music, that's the kind of soundtrack I want in a video game because it just makes it that much more enjoyable. It immerses you into the game. You are that character. You're in that world.
Yeah. And there's
Or
even
or it could just have a kick-ass soundtrack that makes you feel big, bad, and I'm gonna fucking tear shit up.
there's even times in certain levels where it's not even so much music, they're playing sounds.
Yes.
Like computer sounds, and then she's walking around and it's dark. And you're like wondering, like, what am I doing? Where am
yeah, I could
going?
already hear the little beep boop, beep,
Yeah,
boop, boop.
beep, boop, boop. Yeah, it's like binary playing in the background,
Yes.
and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Something's
then-
happening.
You're in a dark room in like some kind of freaking lab or some shit, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Just even like the music when you first turn the game on for like when the game starts, just like that creepy
The mission
music.
sound, the mission soundtrack
Just
where
the
it's playing
title
like,
screen. Just
Yeah,
the
the
title screen music
Yeah.
is like dark and creepy.
yeah,
And then it's just like flashes and then it's just like dead people and and an alien.
All you see is the Metroid, the little
Yeah.
tube.
the
Like, there's
last
no fanfare in
Metroid
the
is
intro,
in
it's just
captivity.
that.
yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it's such a good game and the music is so perfect and it's one of those, like I said, it's one of those games where you have to have the music on to like enjoy it. So, like there's a few games out there that like you need the soundtracks to play, like to go with the games to like get the full experience, and that's definitely one of them.
Definitely.
The other one is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of
Of
Time.
course.
That's another one where you need to listen to the soundtrack while you play the game. Everything's perfectly made. Like the interesting thing about that game is like because they used an ocarina, like most of the game was written with just like a minimal
notes.
amount of notes. So I always thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
In terms of another soundtrack game. But I actually was gonna do a movie soundtrack, but then I thought everyone was gonna pick the same ones. And so far, you guys have not disappointed with your picks. It's all been like very ones. I'm like, those ones we all would have picked.
I like how we can anticipate each other.
You're not going to do the Underworld soundtrack?
Well, yeah, of course. That's what I was gonna do. Of course. Duh. Obviously. And you know the funniest thing about that soundtrack is I listened to that soundtrack when I would play World of Warcraft.
Nice.
So I would listen to that soundtrack while playing a video game because not to say that the World of Warcraft music is bad, that's really good music, but like
it just
when you're in the same zone leveling
For an
forever,
hour,
you just get
it gets
tired
monotone.
of listening to the same like shit. So I would listen to that was one of the soundtracks. Well, The Queen of the Damned was another one. I listened to like a couple of Blink-182 albums, some Atreyu albums. Like there was like a disc player that I would just shuffle through like a handful of like 10 albums and soundtracks and CDs and stuff.
those were the days.
While fucking playing World of Warcraft like a
she just yeets the cat.
No animals were harmed in the recording of this episode, folks.
Fucking lame.
There's a table.
She threw him across the screen.
I wish I
Was that
wish I
Mr.
really
Thumbs?
did yeet that cat. No, I
Was
totally
that-
didn't.
Was that Thumbs?
No, that was like the spawn of the devil spawn himself. That was Bowie.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that was good. So the Underworld soundtrack, Lane, what's your favorite song from that one?
Let's see here. You know,
Washing Away Me and the Tides by Trivium.
That's from Underworld Evolution.
Mhm.
no, that wasn't. No, that's not. Honestly, it's really a toss up between I really love the Last Sunrise Dusk mix, the Aiden song, but it's like the Dusk mix that has like that, like, you know, that
I
like,
know. I use.
Is it the ending?
It's I don't know, it's like
Wait.
track 7.
Where she defeats Victor or
Maybe.
maybe.
I watched the movie like a couple years ago. I rewatched all the Underworld movies, but I can't
Yes.
remember exactly
And-
like what scenes.
There is a particular sound that they've used for the first and second one that I don't even remember the name of it. It's just music.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they use it for different scenes.
It's Eternity of the Day. Eternity in the Day. It's
That's the one.
another composer that's overlooked, by the way, is for this one, Paul Halsinger. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
He's got a decent repertoire, but
He
that's
did both of
that's-
them, I think.
yeah, he did both of
The
them.
first 2 movies.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
The song I like for this one was Rev 2220 by Pussifier.
Pussifer.
Yeah,
Pussifer.
Pussifer or Pussifier.
Pussifer.
Puss.
Yeah.
For-
And
Pussifer.
then throwing punches was pretty good. There was one song back before, Spotify and SoundHound and Shazam that I helped Jen find, and I think that was
That's the one I like.
was it from On the Lash? No,
I forget, but it was. What scene did I told you it was from?
when he's transforming.
When it's when
Michael?
Michael's transforming.
Yeah,
Yes.
transforming.
And remember, like he's not gonna make it, and they're in the cop car.
Yeah.
That one.
And then he turns up the music.
Yes.
Yes, that song. So it's funny because she had spent an entire month looking for it, and I found it in like 2 minutes.
Just go to tunefind.com.
No,
Look
dude,
up
this is
Underworld.
before all that. This is before all that. Because the movie's it came out a while ago.
Yeah, 2003, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2003.
but,
I-
yeah, definitely a good soundtrack.
I used
Another
to have
song
the
by
soundtrack.
Pussifer, Undertaker was another good one too.
Yeah, that's from the second movie. I had that
Mhm.
soundtrack.
Oh, that was the second one.
CD.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My issue with the second one is with Spotify. Her Portrait in Black is a cover song and it sucks.
Okay.
And under Atreyu is the original artist. And
okay.
you cannot find that song on Spotify even under Atreyu.
Are you sure Atreus wasn't a cover?
I'm positive they're the ones who wrote the song back in the day for the movie. They have a whole music video and everything. You can find it
Yeah,
on
I
YouTube.
know. Yeah, I know. But like, I don't know. It's just weird that a song that they wrote wouldn't be on their Spotify.
I think it has to do with licensing issues between Atreyu and Warner Brothers. I think Warner Brothers or whoever the studio was that made the movies.
Interesting.
There's like a lot of the remixes that was used for the actual soundtrack that you can't find on Spotify. So it's really hard to find a lot of the remixes from these soundtracks, the exact ones.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
the Cat People one, the Cat People song, you can only find the original by David Bowie. You can't find the one by
Gosling.
Pudding Gosling. Yeah, it's not on Spotify either. I tried to
okay.
remake this entire album on Spotify because
Nice.
it didn't exist, and so I looked up all the songs and I tried to find them all, and it didn't happen. I couldn't
Yeah,
find the
Spotify just has a
remixes.
playlist with all the songs that were featured in the
A
film.
couple of my favorite songs on this album is on Spotify, and that's the Undertaker, the Rent Holder mix.
That's the one.
Lucifer.
Mhm.
That's the one
That
I
one
like.
is. That
Yeah.
one is. That's one
Morning, Morning
ones.
After. Morning After is in there.
Mhm.
Not the Julian K remix,
Are
apparently.
you sure? Because I thought I had it.
No, it is, but
Yeah.
apparently, unless the person that wrote this Wikipedia page used the wrong one.
Probably.
Okay.
But then the Bloodstone mix, the Vermilion Bloodstone mix exists
remember
as
that
well.
one, yeah.
But
I haven't checked about the Legion of Doom remix of Bite to Break Skin by Senses Fail. And then the Hawthorne Heights one, I don't know about that one either.
that
Okay.
one's not. The Last Sunrise isn't.
But Washing Away Me in the Tides is on it's part of the special edition of Ascendancy.
Yeah,
Right.
Trivium wrote that song.
Yeah.
And I just did a quick Google search, and it says the song Her Portrait in Black was written by the band Atreyu, specifically the members Brandon Soller, Daniel Jacobs, Alex, I can never pronounce Alex's last name, Mark McKnight, and Travis Miguel, which are
Nice.
all the band members of Atreyu.
So
Oh,
they
that's fine, I don't
contributed
care.
so they could
I mean,
I
the
didn't
soundtrack.
say you were lying or that you were incorrect at all.
I know, I was just clarifying
I
it
was
for
just
the
saying,
fans.
was that a cover or not?
No.
That's where I was
No,
confused.
but-
Just
The music video for Her Portrait in Black is pretty cool. I like it. And
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
this
curious. Like,
This is
if-
when artists didn't mind lending themselves to movie
Yeah.
soundtracks.
mm-mm.
but that's just something that bugs me about this, about the Underworld Evolution, is that Trivium song is on there, and many other, like Marilyn Manson, the song he wrote for that album is on there.
Mhm.
But why isn't Atreyu's? You only can see it on. You only can like find it on like
If you
YouTube
buy it?
or something. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Or if you buy it.
Or if you buy the actual album itself, you'll get the original mix.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus the score was pretty good too. Like action scenes was good. The scenes with her and Michael were pretty good. Even the scenes with what was the werewolf's main protagonist's name?
Michael?
Mhm.
No, not Michael. The other guy.
Lucian.
The guy that wanted to
Lucian.
turn
it's
Michael.
Lucian.
Lucian. Yeah,
Lucian.
the scene where he's talking about his daughter, or what's his name that kills his daughter.
Victor's
Sonia.
daughter.
Yeah, that scene was pretty.
Was it
pretty
his
sad.
daughter or his lover?
No, it
No,
was his lover.
daughter.
It was Lucian's
It was
lover,
Victor's-
but it was.
Victor's
It
daughter.
was
Daughter.
Victor's daughter.
Sonia.
But the
He's in love
scene
with
where
Lucius.
but the scene where he kills her,
Oh, yeah.
the song that they're playing in that scene was very, very nice, very good. Like very somber, but at the same time, they kind of amp it up when you pan over to Lucian, because he's fueled by rage at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, like this whole movie is just beef between them two, Victor and Lucian,
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
because he got with his daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good movie soundtrack. That's a good pick. All right, Omar, let's see what you got.
Well, I had trouble picking just one.
Yeah. For the record, folks, we started with just picking one, and then everybody like, I got one more I wanted to pick.
Don't
and
roll
we
me
picked
into
two,
that.
but we're gonna go ahead and just do the one because we don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah. Well, maybe we want them to. We do want to take too much of their time, and we are
True.
giving them fucking 6 or 7 soundtracks to listen
Right?
to. I was gonna go originally with my first pick, which was the Mortal Kombat movie soundtrack, the first one.
Which okay.
The 95?
Yeah, the '95, the original movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a fucking techno Eurobeat kind of shit that everybody listens to and knows about, and it just gets
You go to a
pumped.
rave and they have to play that
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah,
Like it's a rule.
It's the same thing
You-
with Blade.
Yeah.
yes, the Blood Rave soundtrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's just a throwaway. Everybody knows the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Everybody knows the music. It has all kinds of great artists in there. Fear Factory, freaking Typo
Mhm.
Negative, Gravity Kills.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but the real soundtrack that I want to talk about is, well, I couldn't really pick one, but it's from one of my favorite video game franchises. It's Castlevania, obviously.
Oh.
However, since I couldn't pick a soundtrack from a specific game, I'm picking the soundtrack from Harmony of Despair, which is think of Smash Brothers, but instead of, it's a collection of the different Castlevania characters in a storybook kind of fantasy setting where they fucking go through the different levels of each of their respective games, but you play as the different characters. You get to choose who you want to be from a handful of different games.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the word? I'm looking for.
Amalgamation?
No, that's a mix of it. It's a compilation. There we go.
Okay.
So you just play through different levels of specific games with different characters from the different games, all at once, all at the same time, up to 4 players. It's on the Xbox 360 and PS3.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they never brought it over, which sucks. But the Castlevania soundtrack in general is always a mix of classical, gothic style, like Elizabethan era music. But in some of the tracks, there's also hard rock and metal tracks in there, but it still has that classical-esque feel, and it doesn't feel out of place for the video games.
Yeah.
You're out of place in video games.
Your mom's out of place in video games.
Yeah,
She is the video game.
It's one of those soundtracks that they try to keep it as classical as they can, but then they go pretty hard, especially when they're playing. Is it called the harpsichord?
The harpsichord, yes.
Yeah, they use that a lot. Yeah,
it's a piano. For those who don't know, it's a piano type of instrument, but instead of hammers hitting the strings, it's picks, like a guitar pick, plucking the string, giving it that feel.
Yeah, it's a very interesting piano-esque instrument, but when the way they use it in the game, it's like you're watching Bridgerton and then getting ready to fight.
And that's
because then all of a sudden, like rock starts hitting it.
Fight sequence,
especially boss sequences.
It all depends on the game, because like the original NES had Super Castlevania 4 was all very like classical type music.
No, but the one Omar's talking about, that's one of the aspects.
I know, like the newer ones have more of the mix of like what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So they can't just jump in there and like go from listening to Harmony of Despair and then you go back and like, oh, I want to check out the soundtrack to Symphony of Night and expect the same thing, because it's not going to be.
Actually, you can, because what I was going to say is the Castlevania soundtracks being composed by the Japanese composer. Her name is Michiru Yamane. Mm-hmm. She does a majority of the Castlevania soundtrack.
Oh, so damn.
She's gonna have you're gonna have those familiar styles, just like how Hans Zimmerman and John Williams.
Yeah,
he has a distinct tone, distinct sound, and it reflects perfectly across the Castlevania game. So yes, you could listen to Harmony of Dissonance and then go to Symphony of Night, and you'll still get that Castlevania feel.
I'm not talking about like the feel. The feel is always going to be there. I'm just talking about the difference in the music. That's what I'm talking about specifically.
Because
for sure, I think in Super Castlevania it's a lot slower, right? Mm-hmm. Like the music is a lot slower.
It's actually like you still get like Vampire Killer and Bloody Tears, which are very upbeat type of songs. It's just they're done with like done in 16-bit. But with like classical instruments.
Yeah.
So I think like the best way to describe how I'm thinking is like if you watch the Castlevania animated series, like like this, like the music is it's like the feel is still there between the two shows, but like they do a little bit more with Nocturne than they did with the original series.
Yeah, because in the original series they didn't use too many actual Castlevania themes, except maybe one,
which was Bloody Tears.
Yeah, and didn't they use Vampire Killer at the end of season 4?
I think they did,
because I know that they used Divine Bloodlines, which is Richter's theme, at the end.
Yeah,
too.
They might have used Vampire Killer at the end of season 4, but
Yamane, she started composing the music for Castlevania, starting with Bloodlines, which was a Sega Genesis game.
Nice.
And she's been through it since basically until they went to the new Castlevania Lords of Shadow series. Wow. She didn't do those music, but she did do. She did get back with Igarashi to compose the music for his take on Castlevania, which was the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night games.
Nice.
Anyway, going back to the music though, how Matt was saying that you get like you can go from one feel to another. You actually can. because in a lot of the Castlevania games, you get the stage level can be very classical, like with the harpsichord, or very violin heavy, very like just
They're like
if
in the
you're
grand hall. Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then once you go up to the boss level, it could fucking turn into this goddamn heavy metal mosh pit, face busting track.
Yeah, it goes
and
hard.
then after you defeat the boss, you go back to the main stage level and you're back into that classical feel. And it's like, this fits.
It oddly does.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. Because
like the transition they used was actually surprisingly well, because they, like you said, they did a very ambient sound of harpsichords, violins, even like woodwind instruments,
mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it ramps up and you start getting very hardcore. It's like if you went to a heavy metal concert and they were just playing that background music while they set up, and then all of a sudden they start jamming out right then and there, but it transitions from that to that, and you get into a mosh pit.
Well, a perfect example in terms of bands would be Nightwish. They do a lot of symphony in their music.
That's true.
But yeah, Castlevania in general, its music has always been one of the highlights of the series as a whole. Like, you can't really have Castlevania you can't think of Castlevania without thinking about its music. Each character has their specific theme, and that fits their character arc in each game that they go through. Alucard has like 3 of them.
mm-hmm.
But it's just something that's always been in my phone and my like playlist and everything. That's all that I listen to all the time. I think I even hunted down the CD for Symphony Night. I don't know. No, that's not. I'm thinking about Vampire Hunter D. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, they've always had good music. Those games have always had good music.
Yeah. Although I would throw this: if anybody still possesses the PS1 game for Symphony of the Night, I still do. Put it in a CD player.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's 2 tracks of it. The first one is not going to play because it's just data. It's the game data. But if you skip to the second track, you will hear the voice actor of Alucard, Robert Belgrade, saying that this is a CD, PlayStation Black disc. You shouldn't be putting it in a CD player. And he's like, but you're not going to listen to me anyway. After his little monologue, a techno remix version of Dracula's Castle, which is the opening, not the opening, the first soundtrack that you listen to when you start playing as Alucard. Start playing on that CD. So you could.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
That's a little Easter egg for those of you who still.
Yeah, back when PlayStation had some pretty good Easter eggs in their games.
Mm-hmm. Just throw in some random video game into a CD player, and some of them might have.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up with Jen's pick, which the reason we left it at the end is because it's probably going to be a long discussion, because we were already talking about it before we started recording. So go ahead, Jen. What was your pick?
My pick was Queen of the Damned.
Oh,
surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, this was it's been one of my top favorite soundtracks. It actually got me more into nu metal, and I discovered more bands because of the soundtrack. Well, this comes from the movie Queen of the Damned. It was done in 2002. It had Aaliyah as Akasha and Stuart Townsend as Lestat. There's also other Margit Moreau, Vincent Perez, Lena Olin. Anyways, the soundtrack has. Let's see.
It's got a pretty long.
It has Jay Gordon from Orgy. It has Wayne Static. It has Chester and Jonathan Davis doing a song together.
Papa Roach, Godhead.
Papa Roach is on it.
Jay Gordon.
Static X.
Earshot.
I just said those guys.
David.
Tricky.
Deftones.
Changes.
The dude from Disturbed.
Yeah.
David something. I forget his name.
Raymond.
Yeah.
Did you say douchebag?
I mean,
yeah.
We can. But ultimately, the Dude, I love every song. There's not one song that I don't like.
Change is my favorite one. In the House of Flies.
Yeah, with
Like the
Deftones.
Deftones.
Yeah.
I watch you change.
Oh shit!
One of the most
Jesus.
overplayed.
Chester did a song in
songs
that.
ever.
Yeah, Sister
Yeah.
is the one I like
Sister.
because it showed Akasha just fucking everybody up in that club.
She was cleaning house, and Chester did a really good job following
Yes, he did. It's one of my favorite songs. It's probably the top favorite song.
Yeah.
Soundtrack for me. I mean, I am a little biased because
It's Chester, yeah.
Chester. But yeah, well, whether we agree to disagree on how the movie was, we can all agree that the soundtrack is really good, right?
Yeah, the soundtrack is the best part of the movie.
Still
The
haven't
only
seen it.
good part. The only good part.
Anybody have a favorite from that soundtrack?
Never
I
seen it.
don't know. Me, I don't know. It'll be right there. It'll be like the Wayne Static song.
Mhm.
I forget
That's
which
pretty
one it's
good.
called. System with Chester and
Mhm.
Jonathan Davis, because I think like their voice combination
Mhm.
worked really well together. Like, cause like Jonathan's from Korn, he has like a lower tone, and then Chester's able to go like right over him, and like their voices work really well together. So, and then the Slept So Long by Jay Gordon.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Like listening to that song, I thought like Jay Gordon. I looked him up. I'm like, oh, he's from this band called Orgy, and I checked them out, and I'm like, well, this is nothing like what was on the soundtrack. I was expecting more like a goth feel, but I'm like, they're like a new metal band, but not bad. They also did a cover of Blue Monday.
Oh,
They did?
Yeah, that's what I
Nice.
know. Orgy from is their cover of Blue Monday.
Oh,
And it's a pretty good one,
I'm gonna
but
check
like
that out.
I think Orgy's a pretty good band for like an early 2000s like new metal. I think they
Nice.
kind of went under the radar, but they were pretty good. So, but yeah, those would be like my three favorite songs from that album
I mean, they did
or soundtrack.
they did a fantastic job just tailor making the soundtrack for this film, because the contributions just from everybody, all the songs they use,
Yes. The
you know,
voices were really
and
good. Really
where
good
they
voices.
place the songs as well.
not-
Like Dead Cell, is that
Was
the
really
scene?
good.
Yeah, that's they play that in the scene where they're feeding, right, or somebody's feeding, and basically Tasha shows up and she's like getting ready to wreck everybody, and then they transition to Chester's song. So they did a great job just like putting every song in key aspects of the movie. And then of course every now and then they'll just replay the same note of one particular song as they're transitioning certain scenes.
Now, I know that Jonathan Davis produced it or helped produce the album or
Nice.
the soundtrack.
Nice.
I'm not sure if he's the only one who mixed it or if he worked with Marilyn Manson to mix it.
I don't think there was any Marilyn Manson songs in this soundtrack though.
Pretty sure there's Marilyn Manson on here.
Mm-mm.
It's like it's his kind of music. Why wouldn't
No, you
ask?
would think, right? But no,
Yeah, let me look this up real quick.
Redeemer.
See, I knew it. Fucking knew
Edema?
it.
Redeemer.
Redeemer. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that is a Marilyn
Yeah,
Manson song.
because it's the one with the girl with the violin.
That's right.
That he writes about in that's in the diary. This girl with the violin, and it's when he discovers that he can't make himself known in other ways, although they have to kill the person that they make themselves known to him. Other than you can't really say when he learned the harsh reality of being a vampire that he can't expose himself.
Okay, it wasn't Marilyn Manson, but Jonathan Davis did mix it, and Richard Gibbs did the mix
songs.
for the songs of Queen of the Damned.
Nice.
I don't know who Richard Gibbs is.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, it's like a super familiar name, but it's not
Especially the
ringing
last
any
name
bells.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Well, Gibbs. I don't know Richard Gibbs, but I know Andy Gibbs. That was the guy from the what do you call it?
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, Andy Gibbs is the one from like Saturday Night Fever, all those songs.
He's done movies like First Kid, Fatal Instinct. He did Clifford. Look at that.
I
28
remember
Days.
First
Son-in-law.
Kid.
Son-in-law. He did 101 Dalmatians.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Wow, he's got a pretty good. He's probably got a pretty good list under his belt.
Yeah. Dr. Doolittle.
Nice. Look at that. But I mean, yeah, that soundtrack. That soundtrack, I
You
want
just said
to.
the one thing.
That soundtrack, I want to say it didn't it win an award? Didn't the soundtrack win an award or best song or something like that? I remember something about that. Plus, I mean, Aaliyah as what's her name? She did.
How
Natasha.
does she not have one song on that soundtrack?
You know what? I was wondering why that myself.
Well, she had plans.
Vocal
She had plans to
line
do
on
yeah
any
to
of
do
those
a duet,
songs on that
but
soundtrack.
but then she unfortunately passed away.
Oh, okay, it got nominated for a couple of them.
I did.
Got
Okay.
nominated for best motion picture soundtrack in 2003. It got nominated for best villain. Oh, nice. Oh, she got
Yeah.
nominated for best villain. Nice. It got a best. It got nominated for a BET award. Sadly, it didn't win any of them. That's too
The
bad.
fact that they got nominated, though, at least.
Yes.
No, yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Jen said, "What band did you say you found out about? Deftones, right? You found out about Deftones.
That's how I found Deftones. That I found a lot of bands because of that movie.
Yeah.
It got me
Screw
more into
Change
that
of the House
sound.
of Flies and go listen to Passengers on the album White Pony. Way better song.
For sure. I mean, they're both good in their own right, but yeah.
I mean, but also like White Pony is like probably the default album that everyone brings up when it comes to Deftones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a soundtrack that to this day it still holds up, just because it had a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great soundtrack, and
it is.
let's see, it's almost what 20 years old, 25 years old,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
15 years old. Wait, I lost track of time.
It's 20. It's
Plus.
over 20 years old.
Over
Yeah.
20. It's old enough to drink.
Jeez.
It was 20 years old in 2022.
Woo!
God
Damn.
So just that 3 more years.
It show our age.
It's 23
Yeah.
years old.
I'm older than that movie and soundtrack.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, a lot of these songs, right? A lot of these bands were very popular when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
like
still listen
what
to them.
Born came out
Yeah.
in, like what 95 or some shit,
Yeah,
and
it was 95.
they've been consistent and relevant till now.
Yeah. He's
so
still
much so
singing.
that they became memes.
Yeah,
are
they
memes.
I mean, of course, they have like hits, like they have like their catalog, which is their early shit, which is really fucking good. Then they fell
Yeah.
off a little bit, and then they
Freak on
came
the
out.
Leash is still their best song.
Yeah.
like, to this day.
But they've been around for longer than we have.
Yeah.
Well, not longer than we have, but longer than we've been adults. And it's just the quality of music. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I like how we all pick something like that is early 90s, early 2000s. I mean, late 90s, early 2000s. Nobody picked anything recent.
Well, that's because the soundtrack is not. Yeah, back from like the 90s to the freaking mid 2000s.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was as important as finding the right actors to play the parts.
Yeah. instead of just throwing shit against the wall and hoping it'll stick.
Or where they just take a lot of popular artists, take one of their songs that's hot and slap it onto the soundtrack.
Because what's perfect is that soundtrack or like movie soundtracks from back then, they would have artists make songs specifically for that movie, and then have that song released in a future album, like a year
like an
later,
EP or a single.
Or it would appear like Trivium's "Wash Away Me on the Tides." It appears on their special edition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, to have bands like make a song specific for that movie, that shows just how much that the music is important for the setting, for the scene that they're going through. It's like if they were to remake, let's say, Footloose. They pick those songs to fit the song or to fit the dance moves and the choreography and all that. But if they were to remake Footloose now and just use whatever the fuck is in the top 20s on the radio right now, it's not gonna work.
Well, they kind of did that when they remade it. One of the reasons that the quote unquote remake flopped is because the music just did not flow the way it did in the original film. A lot of people complained heavily about that, but yeah, like you were saying, like back then they were meticulous about the music. Like, you know, the way Lane was talking about that, they tailor made the score of Metroid for that particular game to embody isolation, you know, a sense of dread, and basically capture the essence of Alien while you were playing a 2D game with 16-bit graphics that didn't even look like it was 3D.
16-bit graphics. They still hold up to this day.
Oh yeah, no, they hold up to the. I'm just saying, like back in the day, like the limited technology they had, the fact that they can make such a masterpiece with what they had. But and then going on top of that and having these artists literally tailor make a song for the album
because they actually cared about conveying, you know, that feeling. To make you feel like you're with them, you know, like immerse yourself in that experience.
I mean, like it's rare to see that nowadays. I mean, I will say this: I probably don't pay attention as much to soundtracks as I used to back then, but that's because they just don't stick out like they used to.
In the 90s to early 2000s is, I think, the era where it actually pulled you in and made you feel part. You know.
I think a newer movie. This is part of the reason why I wasn't on last week's episode, is because I went to go see Sinners with my mom.
Ooh,
the new Michael B. Jordan movie.
I heard it was good.
It's really good. It's a vampire movie.
Yeah.
Like my mom and I were like, "Hey, what horror movies are in theater? Let's go watch one." And we settled on that one. And then But like a lot of that movie, like the beginning, the way they build it up, it's all about the music in the South and the blues and stuff. During the 30s, where the Klan and things like that was a thing, and like they had their segregation and shit like that going on. But it's like, and the movie is like a dominant, like
it's a big central part of the movie.
Yeah, like it's mainly a black cast, obviously, but and they incorporate like all kinds of music, like based like from Africa, and like because like it relates to the story. You would have to watch the movie to get a good grasp of what I'm talking about, how the music relates to the story.
It tells the story.
Yeah, it tells the story, and I haven't checked out the soundtrack yet, but I'm willing to do so just because it really helped the movie, and it really helped push the story of the movie forward.
100%.
Yeah, that's in all honesty, like the musical aspect of that movie is the part I enjoyed the most. Like I was hoping for like the vampire part was cool. Yeah, it was a little scary, but then like not really, you know.
No.
Like
it was more funny than
like
scary.
For me, it's not. You know, obviously.
No, we're desensitized.
Yeah, we're desensitized. But someone who doesn't really watch that stuff, I could see where some of the scenes might, you know, scare somebody. So they did a good job with the horror element, but I think it was overshadowed by the music aspect of the movie.
Well, like you said, this movie was kind of about the music. The main protagonist of the film is actually not even Michael B. Is the musician.
Yeah, his cousin.
His cousin. Yeah. Spoiler, by the way, folks. So yeah, like that. This is a movie about blues. As crazy as it sounds.
Yes, it is.
The vampire aspect is there, but it's a music about blues through and through.
Blues Brothers.
Yes, it was the devil's music.
Well, that's why
he went down to
the main
Georgia.
character. The main character is his father's a preacher, and his father thinks that playing guitar or anything like that, is like it's not demonic. It's just it's not what God has intended for him.
Yeah.
Yes. But he kind of already like.
But good call on the recent film with a decent soundtrack, Matt. That is one of the few. But again, few and in between right now.
Yeah,
back then we can put all the 90s movies up against the wall, throw a dart at it, and it would have a great soundtrack.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then, in all honesty,
not even that, even the shows. The shows.
Yeah, surprised nobody picked the show, by the way.
And
surprised you didn't pick Gargoyles somewhere.
Right?
Also, thinking about it, I can't think of anything aside from Sinners where it had like a memorable soundtrack or a memorable music.
I mean, there's one movie I can kind of think of, but it only had about maybe one or two good songs, so I wouldn't call it a memorable soundtrack. Just songs that stuck out. A memorable soundtrack is a soundtrack that almost every song slaps.
Yeah,
like there's gonna be one or two, but like 90% of the time they slap. I want to add one more, Jen, or you want to go ahead and wrap the episode up? She's like been looking at her phone, and then I'm looking at her soundtrack. I'm like,
we're like an hour and 24 minutes into this.
Yo. Anybody still listening? Thank you very much, by the way.
I know, right? I should have picked an anime.
Leave it for the next one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just leave it for the next one, folks. So, and if you've been listening up to this point, as always, make sure you like, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get a bigger following. If you're on Spotify, same thing. Comment below. What do you think about these soundtracks that we picked? Are there any soundtracks you would recommend? Older or newer films, what have you? It's fine. We will definitely check them out. If you want to reach us,
TV, anime,
shows, anime, video games. If you want to reach us on Instagram and talk to us, you're more than willing to share any ideas with you as well.
Matt's and as always, the shit out of you if you pick something stupid.
That too. And well, that's Matt's job. And as always, make sure you check out Maono for audio needs. Everybody's equipped today, so we definitely sound our best as always. And as always, everybody, we'll talk to you next week. It's gonna be our free episode. Hopefully, we have a full house again, and we're probably just gonna jibber jabber about whatever. So that being said, everybody said bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone. Be safe out there, yeah? See you next week.
All right, ciao.